inspired me to do this a couple years ago. I was actually in Arizona.
You were?
I was in Quartzsite. God had sent me on a mission to sample the homeless lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Because he felt like I could empathize better if I knew what they went through.
Uh-huh.
So I was sleeping in a tent out on the BLM in Quartzsite a couple years ago, and God woke me up at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
3 times in a row, 3 nights in a row. Of course, the first night, I hoped I was hallucinating because I was really arguing against the idea.
Uh-huh.
The second night, I still argued, and God didn't press me. He just raised the subject, and then he saw I wasn't ready. So the third night, though, he got a little bit straight with me, and he said, I'm serious.
Yes.
I want you to walk across America. And I said, and I had not watched Forrest Gump, so I didn't know that. I thought walking across America was like an impossibility. So I just realized that I couldn't argue with God. So, not my will, but thine be done. And God said, my grace is sufficient for you. I've chosen you for this work. And so, after 207 days of walking, today's 207 days of walking. I've walked about 14 miles today so far. I'm going to walk down to the light, the signal light, and I'm finished for the day.
Oh, yeah.
But,
so you're averaging 14 miles a day?
no, I have plantar fasciitis on my feet.
Mm-hmm.
And they told me if I didn't cut back, I was going to wreck my feet. But I am increasing again because I've got to be to the Santa Monica Pier by the 29th of April, and I'm a little bit tight on schedule. So, anyway, my average is somewhere around 13 probably. But
so 13 miles a day, roughly. It doesn't have to be exact.
Roughly. I say 10 to 15, you know.
Okay, 10 to 15 miles a day.
My record is 18.1. I might break that one yet, but, you know, if my feet don't hurt, my upper body's fine.
Yeah.
So, getting in hot weather again. You know, I'm used to this hot. I walked in indexes over 100 in the south.
Oh, wow.
But I've walked through blizzards and very cold, down to 0, going through Oklahoma, Texas, and New Mexico, and part of Arizona.
And part of Arizona.
Yeah.
Very cold.
I walked into Flagstaff in a blizzard.
Oh, my gosh.
They had closed schools, but I walked in anyway.
Yeah. So your goal is Santa Monica Pier?
Santa Monica Pier, California.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you've seen or read the press release that we sent out.
No, I have not seen it. Could you email it to me?
Sure.
My email address is on there.
I sure will.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
It gives you some of the salient points.
Mm-hmm.
I'm aspiring to be the first veteran. I'm a Vietnam War veteran,
Mm-hmm.
Air Force. I'm aspiring to be the first veteran to hand carry the American flag from sea to shining sea. And I'm also, I don't have to aspire. If I make it, when I make it to Santa Monica Pier, I will have conducted the first coast-to-coast national prayer walk in history.
That's awesome. It helps if you can spell conducted. First coast to coast
National prayer walk.
national prayer walk.
I pray for every community. I pray for the nation every day. I do special prayer walks. I'm on Wednesday of this week. I'll be walking. Wednesday and Thursday, I'll be walking through Las Vegas, 25 miles, as a special prayer walk that's not on my walk route.
Okay.
I'll be dedicating that to 300,000 veterans in Nevada. I'm dedicating the walk through Bullhead City to a centurion that recently had a birthday. You probably know of her, Mildred Waltman.
I wrote the
You
article
wrote the
on
story.
her. I wrote the story on her. So
Yeah.
this one's dedicated to her.
Yeah, through Bullhead City, yeah. I
Mildred.
have a great deal of respect toward anybody that lives over 100 years old.
Yeah, absolutely. How are you, sir? How old are you, sir?
I'm 69.
You're 69.
Yeah. I'm not quite grown up yet, but
Well, you know, with luck, none of us get there.
I'm having fun trying.
Having fun trying. That's a wonderful thing. Trying. So will you stay in Laughlin tonight, or are you staying on the
No,
side
actually,
river?
we have an RV.
Uh-huh.
It's still stationed in Kingman,
Okay.
though we don't, because we have had some incidents where people sabotaged our equipment and
Oh, dear.
tried to stop us from walking. We don't give the exact
Understand. Don't need
locations anymore.
to. No, you don't
We
need
used to put it on the internet, so we thought people would come and visit us, and we'd have a good time.
Yeah.
But they did come and visit us and messed us up.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You know,
But,
sometimes people aren't so nice. So how many more days do you
okay,
believe?
I have it all plotted out.
Okay.
It will be a total of 233 walk days,
Walk days.
which means, let's see, 33 minus 7 is 26. So 26 remaining after
Okay.
today.
I can do the math too, but
Yeah.
remaining.
We had to change our route actually. I was going to go 66. I was going to go across Nevada over and down 95 to the old National Trails Highway.
Uh-huh.
But I'm told that the highway's out. There's a bridge out. And
yeah.
There was some flooding,
Somehow,
and
yeah.
so I had to divert down to California 62 and go across into Hesperia that way. And then I have to walk some railroad roads or / forestry roads to get down into San Bernardino because they won't let me on the I-15.
Won't let you on I-5.
I-15.
I-15.
Yeah. California has zero tolerance. In New Mexico, I walked the whole state on I-40. In Arizona, I walked I-40 anywhere there wasn't a frontage road.
Right.
But California has notified, we tried to negotiate something because this is a special project. And the Highway Patrol, the Caltrans and so forth, zero tolerance.
Okay.
If they catch me out there, they're going to arrest me. So
Okay.
I don't want to.
Yeah, we don't want to go
I don't
there.
want to do jail ministry right now.
No. So you're going to have to, how are you going to get down there? You said through...
I'm going through Needles down to California 62.
to 62, okay.
And I'll go west on 62 until it runs into 247. 247 runs into 18. Whatever roads I can find south.
Okay.
To weasel my way down into San Bernardino. Then from there it's Foothill Boulevard, pretty much into LA.
It's okay.
I have about 360 miles to go
60 miles.
after today. And
So what do you want people to take from this walk that you're doing?
yeah, I say, and this is, if you go to this website, which is the same on the card,
Right.
it has it there in good grammar. I'm promoting a new birth of freedom and integrity, so I'm hoping people will start thinking about how they can participate in making our communities freer and encourage more integrity. For example, if someone, I've heard this before,
Okay.
someone will call, the phone will be ringing, children will be sitting there listening to everything, and Dad will say to Mom, tell them I'm not here. Because they don't want to talk to them.
Right.
Now it would be better to not lie and set an example for children,
Right.
that's where we lose our integrity. So if you don't want to talk to somebody, you just tell them you're not available right now.
Right.
You don't have time to talk right now. Take your number, I'll get back to you. You know, something that's reasonable
Right.
that doesn't teach the wrong principles. And so I'm calling attention to the Ten Commandments, the Golden Rule, and our nation's founding documents as well, because our politicians need to learn this lesson. You know, speaking of politicians, we're going to be meeting with your mayor tomorrow
Oh, wonderful.
At 1 o'clock,
at 1 o'clock.
City Hall.
We try to meet with all the mayors and city managers that we can, and we give them a little memento of the walk. It's a little 40-day prayer book. It's a non-sectarian prayer book for our nation that has some American history in it and some scriptures and things. But, you know,
Did you write that book?
No, actually.
Okay.
Nelson, I think Nelson Publishers puts it out in
Okay.
Nashville, Tennessee. But I steer away from politics. I don't talk about, I don't bash any politicians. In fact, in my opinion, just about anybody that gets to be president is probably going to do something pretty much similar. There might be some differences, but you know, society's complicated, and our challenges, foreign policy, and all this is very complicated, and you can't satisfy everybody. And if our politicians operated on principle, and I'm thinking in terms of the Golden Rule and the nation's founding documents and in the Ten Commandments, Christian principle per se, then we would come out with a policy that should do the best for the majority.
Right.
I advocate for the homeless. I advocate for the fatherless. I advocate for the elderly. I advocate for veterans. I think it's a sham what is happening in the VA system, VA Department of Veterans Affairs. This should not be, you know, and it doesn't have to be. There must be some kind of monetary thing involved somewhere. Because in my short life, I've come to find out that when something's not working smoothly, or if somebody's getting oppressed or something, it's usually over money. And I think we need to put the love of money way down on the list of priorities.
Right.
Because the Bible says that's the root of all evil. And that gets to one point, people ask me, are you accepting donations? I don't solicit money. This is a different kind of walk.
Right.
I'm trying to raise awareness to these principles. I'm trying to get discussion going. I'm trying to get social media cranked up and get a lot of people taking pictures and talking about what we're doing. And hopefully by the time I get to Santa Monica Pier, I will have impacted the nation on some level. I'd like to see CNN pick it up, or Fox News, national news, and let me talk to the nation a little bit. Actually, something you may have run across it, I don't know. Fox picked me up in Prescott. I did a tribute walk for Kayla Mueller. It was dedicated to her 10 miles through Prescott, and that was one of those extra things. And I didn't expect TV to pick it up at all, but Phoenix Channel 10 picked it up, and ABC 15 picked it up, and now that's gone sort of viral
That's awesome.
to all the Fox affiliates, and so that's helping. And we have Fox in LA that's wanting us to let them know when we're going to be there. I guess
That's
it
terrific.
covers when we get there.
So you have a Facebook page?
We have, if you on the card, if you, when you go to the website, up in the upper right-hand corner, there's a Facebook event page.
Event page.
It's not a community page.
Okay.
And that event page is where a lot of people post things, and Barbara updates our daily videos and pictures and everything. And of course, we have other links. We have press link. I think we've had over 150 newspapers.
Is the press release on there?
It changes.
I don't think it is.
It changes
So
for
I was
each
just going
area.
to try to save you a little bit of work, but
no
if you need to
problem.
send it to me, that's fine.
Okay.
She
Okay.
can add that to you today.
Okay, awesome.
And then we also have a TV news link. I think we've had like 34 stations or something like that.
Wow.
So we've had good media coverage. And you know, it's a nice human interest story, if nothing else.
Absolutely.
But you know, how many old people walk across the nation? There have been a few. There have been a few older than me. There was an 89-year-old woman that did
Wow.
it one time. But you know, you never know. I talked to one fellow that was 65, I think, and he said he averaged 25 miles a day. I don't know how he did it.
Oh my gosh.
He must have been Superman or bionic or something. I've walked every step of it. I haven't ridden over dangerous bridges or,
Right.
you know, like Lookout Mountain in Chattanooga. I walked it. But we walked it at 2 in the morning
Right.
when there wasn't any traffic. And we had blinkers on the car and so forth for safety.
Right.
We've had police escorts through 2 towns, which was really quite touching to me.
Yeah. So what is, and I know it's really difficult to summarize things sometimes, but what has been the greatest thing you've learned through this walk?
Well, probably that there is an element of hope for our young people because they see, they can recognize something that's good. I've had young people resonate with me
Yeah.
and see that what I'm doing is good, and that gives me hope for America to a degree. The flip side of that is that among the adults, even though I've met hundreds who resonate with what I'm doing, there's a lot of apathy. Majority of Americans have lost their sensitivity to God. Basically, what Americans want, from what it's like checking your oil in your car. I've been checking the oil of America, and what I've found that Americans want comfort, and they believe money is how you get it. And so they're chasing money. They're chasing money at the expense of their own children. And what's happening is they send their children to activities. They put their children in front of television. And, you know, some of it is well-meaning, but what they need to be doing is turn off all the gadgets. They need to turn off the television, reduce the activities, and have quality time with parents and children together, talking to each other, communicating. Now, having an activity like going for a hike or, you know, going out in nature and watching the birds or identifying plants or something. Yes, you can have activities where you can combine this kind of thing where parents connect with their children. And a lot of parents do it well. But in general, you have mom and dad both working, and they have to have somebody taking care of the young people. And athletics, coaches are taking care of them. Public school takes care of them to a degree, and sometimes relatives. But it's just not adequate. Children, I'm an orphan. I was raised an orphan, and I know from personal experience that if you don't have a home life, a quality home life, you're going to be lost.
Yeah.
You're never going to get your identity. And fortunately, I was in a home that went to church. Now, I didn't stay in church, and I didn't continue doing the right things until later in life. But the fact that I was raised in a good environment brought me back.
Right.
When I got old enough to realize what's real and what's serious, I knew where to go. And I'm happy that I did, because I was going to die otherwise. But my burden is for the American young people, and I have some hope for them, because they know what's good and they know what's bad. They know what hypocrisy is. And I'm afraid is happening, though, is they're seeing things as hopeless, because they don't see anybody standing up to be counted and taking the lead. And so I'm encouraging parents to get their children around the family altar and pray together, talk together, and problem solve together, and be a family, and have love and respect one for another. And that's the only way America is going to come back and be what it was when I was being raised.
Right.
Now, Barbara and I are missionaries to Uganda. And there was a time about 7 years ago when I was ready to give up my American citizenship and just live in Uganda. Because I had perceived that America was off the charts and spiraling out of control. And God corrected me on that. And I think that's why he told me to walk across America, so that I could see that he had not given up on America, that he wanted, in fact, he told me he wanted to bless America. And I was thinking, how can you bless America? And, there is a Bible verse on my card. It's 2 Chronicles 7:14.
Okay.
Right there.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, at the top.
You can either look it up, or it might be better to look it up. But anyway, it's a promise to any church, religion, nation, whatever, that claims to be following God. They need to really get serious. If they're going to talk the talk, they need to walk the walk. And that's my message to Christianity. It's my message to everybody. I'll tell an atheist, if you're going to talk the talk, walk the walk. Show us a better way. If you think atheism is the answer to our problems, show us how good it is. If Christianity is the answer to our problems, Christians, show us. Let's don't just talk it. Let's walk it. And I'm doing a radical illustration of that, actually. And by God's grace, I'm going to walk my talk until I either die or get snatched out of here some other way. I don't have time to play games with God or people or anybody. I have to. How many years do I have left? Well, maybe if I'm like Sister Mildred, I might have 30 years left, But I can see the finish line out there somewhere, and I need to do all I can while I can. But I don't want anybody to take me wrong. I'm not condemning anybody.
I understand.
I don't condemn atheists, agnostics, Muslims, Jews, Christians. Jesus wasn't in the business of condemning them. He was in the business of saving them. And so if my life were to, if the influence of my walk were to save one soul, I would have said it was a great success. People on Facebook are telling me that it's a great inspiration what I'm doing. So I feel like it's already been a success, really, but I may never meet the people that have been impacted the most. Just a moment ago up the road here, there was a family from Kingman that they were driving to Bullhead City to spend the day, and they had seen me in the Standard. And they wheeled around and came back, and they met me up there, and they were just all excited. A couple of a young lady, another lady, and sister, and they were just overwhelmed with blessing to be able to talk and interact and take pictures. You know, one thing that I don't like about this is the celebrity image that I have to take on. And it made me really uncomfortable in the beginning. And I'm still not really adapted to it, but what I've realized is you got to play that role in America because, okay, if people see me, right away they're going to think, well, old man, okay, he's carrying a flag, he's saluting everybody, he's probably a veteran. Yeah, he's a homeless veteran. He's doing this to get money. He's begging for money. And even people have said that. And so once it hits the news, oh, I'm a celebrity. Everybody wants to talk to me.
Right.
So what it does, it makes the news helps to make me safe and approachable. You know. And that's what I want. I want people to approach me. I want people to talk to me. I want people to ask me questions. I want to ask them questions. I want to find out what their challenges are. I want to know what to pray for. You know. And so it happens. When the news picks it up, especially early, it always helps.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, the Standard really, really helped me because they put it in their March 4th paper
Yeah.
8 days before I got there. In Kingman.
Yeah.
So that really helped.
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
And it really shocked me. I didn't even know they were doing anything.
Yeah.
I pulled into Flying J. I'm looking at the newsstand over there and said, orange shirt, what is that? Looks like, wait a minute, that's me. And it was above the masthead. I
There
said,
you go.
man, that's the first time we ever did that.
You never know.
You never know. But in the Kingman paper, actually, what they did was they interviewed me on Friday, and they don't have a Saturday paper. Yeah, that was it. That's why we put it in Sundays, because but I think Sundays might have a better circulation anyway. But, you know, Arizona's been pretty friendly. Kingman started getting really super friendly, and so I'm sort of sad to be leaving Arizona. You know, Barbara and I are going to relocate. We're moving from Tennessee, and Arizona's high on our list.
That's
Very
a wonderful
high.
place. This is a place that's known for people to come and enjoy and retire here.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a great place.
If
to
I
live.
could afford it, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little hard sometimes.
Well, Social Security.
Yeah. But the nice thing about Bullhead City is that's why people retire here. It's affordable to live
It's
there.
affordable. Huh?
Yeah, especially for retirees on Social Security.
Well, how about that?
There you go. So,
That's
the little
good.
plug for the Bullhead
Good.
City area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right then. Well.